Colon cancer is sneaky. It doesn't kick down the door with dramatic symptoms. It whispers. And far too often, we're too distracted, too busy, or too young, we think, to hear it. But here's the raw truth. Cases of colorectal cancer in adults under 50 are rising, fast. And while most people think of it as an old man's disease, the data doesn't lie. If you're 45 or older, you need to pay attention. And even if you're younger, if something feels off, don't let anyone dismiss you. In this video, we're breaking down the 10 silent symptoms of colon cancer, the risk factors no one talks about, and the one test that could literally save your life. We'll also talk about the overlooked connection between your gut microbiome and cancer risk, the emotional toll on families, and why gender matters more than you think. Stick around until the end. We're going to cover exactly how you can lower your risk, starting today. 1. Abdominal pain or cramping. Occasional stomach aches happen, but persistent, unexplained pain, especially if it worsens over time, can be an early warning sign. It might feel sharp or dull and nagging. Susan, a 35-year-old yoga instructor, thought she was the picture of health. When she began experiencing fatigue and mild abdominal discomfort, her doctor waved it off. Even a specialist called it IBS. But Susan insisted on a colonoscopy. The result? Stage 4 colon cancer. The tumor had already spread to her liver. 2. Changes in bowel habits. Diarrhea, constipation, or any noticeable shift in your bathroom routine that lasts more than a few weeks needs to be taken seriously. Don't write it off as travel stress or spicy food. Sudden urgency or a feeling of incomplete evacuation are big clues. 3. Narrow stools. Ribbon-like or pencil-thin stools can signal a blockage in the colon. If your stool shape has changed and stays that way, get it checked. This could mean a tumor is partially obstructing your bowel. 4. Blood in stool. Sometimes it's bright red. Other times it's hidden, detectable only through testing. Too often people chalk it up to hemorrhoids and move on. Don't. Blood in your stool should never be ignored, especially if it's persistent. 5. Unexplained weight loss. Losing weight without trying may sound appealing, but when it happens for no reason, it can indicate cancer is at play. It means your body is burning energy to fight a disease you don't know is there. This symptom is especially dangerous when paired with fatigue. 6. Fatigue and weakness. This isn't just a long week kind of tired. This is deep, bone-heavy exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix, often tied to internal blood loss or anemia caused by colon tumors. You may feel like your body is constantly fighting something, and it is. Siedma anemia. If your doctor tells you you're anemic without an obvious reason, it's a red flag. Colon cancer can bleed slowly over time, lowering your red blood cell count. In women, this is sometimes mistaken for normal menstruation-related anemia. 8. A feeling that your bowel doesn't empty completely. That persistent sensation that you still need to go, even right after a bowel movement. It could be caused by a tumor blocking part of your colon. Don't ignore this sensation just because there's no pain. 9. Nausea or vomiting. This usually means a blockage has gotten bad enough to mess with your digestion in a serious way. If you're vomiting without clear cause, especially with other symptoms, get evaluated. It could indicate late-stage obstruction. 10. Unexplained bloating or weight gain. Sometimes people with colon cancer actually gain weight, especially women. The tumor can cause bloating or fluid retention, which is often misread as hormonal or dietary. The bloating tends to be persistent and resistant to normal remedies. The gut microbiome connection. New research shows your gut bacteria might influence your cancer risk more than we realized. A disrupted microbiome, often caused by a poor diet, antibiotics, or stress, can increase inflammation and allow dangerous bacteria to thrive. Some strains may even promote tumor growth. Want to protect your colon? Feed your gut. That means fiber-rich foods, fermented vegetables, prebiotics like onions and garlic, and cutting back on sugar and processed meats. Probiotics can help, but food comes first. What you eat shapes your microbial terrain, and that terrain either fights for you or against you. Gender and colon cancer. Men are slightly more likely to develop colon cancer than women, but women often get diagnosed later, sometimes because symptoms are mistaken for gynecological or hormonal issues. In some studies, women with right-sided colon cancers had worse outcomes due to delayed diagnosis. Additionally, hormonal differences, especially around menopause, may shift inflammation and immune response in ways we're just beginning to understand. Bottom line, gender doesn't protect you. Vigilance does. The emotional cost. Colon cancer doesn't just hit the patient, it guts families. It steals time, energy, peace of mind. And when it strikes young adults, the grief hits different. Careers cut short, kids growing up with a parent in chemo, grandparents robbed of watching their families grow. That's why early detection isn't just personal health, it's a family decision. It's an act of love, a decision to stay present for the people who count on you. Your life anchors other lives. The silent killer. Colon cancer is called silent for a reason. Every symptom on this list could be something else, and that's what makes it dangerous. Most people wait, rationalize, delay. But early-stage colon cancer is highly treatable and often curable. The window to act is small, but powerful. Every year you delay screening is a gamble. Screening, the life-saving test. The American Cancer Society now recommends regular screening starting at age 45 for those at average risk. If you have a family history or symptoms, you might need to start even sooner. And yes, that means a colonoscopy. Not fun, but also not the horror show people imagine. It's quick, you're sedated. And most importantly, if they find polyps, they can remove them right then and there before they turn into cancer. There are alternatives like stool-based tests and virtual colonoscopies, but nothing beats the real thing for accuracy and prevention. Prevention means removing risk before it becomes fate. Risk factors you can control. Diets high in red and processed meats, low fiber intake, sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, heavy alcohol use. What helps? Fiber, movement, sleep, plant-based meals, stress reduction, and regular gut health support. And if you're wondering about family history, if you have a first-degree relative, parent, sibling, child with colon cancer, your risk doubles or triples. Know your family story. Share it. Use it. If something doesn't feel right, don't wait. Don't rationalize. Don't let embarrassment or inconvenience rob you of your life. If you're over 45, schedule the damn colonoscopy. If you're younger and have symptoms, demand to be taken seriously. Colon cancer doesn't care how old you are, how healthy you seem, or how busy your life is. But your future self will care whether you acted. Your life isn't disposable. Your story isn't over. Take care of your gut, take care of your family, and take action while you still can. Thank you for being here. Take care of each other and be well.